Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you can be the first to know when content comes out. Bryan KOHBERGER. So much speculation with the Moscow murder suspect, Bryan KOHBERGER. We have video footage of him being pulled over, body cam footage from Washington police. Check it out. If you've ever been curious as to Bryan KOHBERGER, his demeanor, and you can see how he's acting, his voice, how he talks, here it is.
Hello, I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded. I think you know why I stopped you. You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep.
Do you have the registration and insurance?
Yes. Let me just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just going to get this out for you.
Okay.
So would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck like in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done been? Just
You're not supposed to block an intersection like that in Washington, so just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation, and then you're running a red light, so it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go, because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting, and then turns, and then you're blocking, so.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn. So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, like right before I made the turn, there was someone who like made a right. They didn't have their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Yeah, so I would just advise just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up and not.
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation, because you're either going to back up into somebody or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection.
Yeah.
There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just slightly into the crosswalk, so where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
so even if you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like there are a few lines, like there's one white line and there's another one in front. Like there's like a certain margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle.
Yeah. So I know laws vary state to state, but there is a law in Washington for blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when you don't when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbiage. I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, I can find it for you. Yeah.
But,
1 second. That looks good on a Hyundai. I don't see Pennsylvania registration like at all. Okay, let's see. Expires November 22nd or 2022. Okay. And
yeah, one of those is actually.
yeah, okay, that looks good. I'll hand that back to you. I'm just gonna go check your info. I'll try to find that RCW, the law for you, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right. Sierra 331, code 4 driver.
Go ahead.
Last of KOHBERGER, King, Ocean, Henry, Boy, Edward, Robert, George, Edward, Robert. First of Bryan, Boy, Robert, Young, Adam, Nora. Middle C, Charles. Date of birth 112194, Mount Washington.
license through Washington 11/2027. The vehicle is valid on a 2005 Hyundai Sonata.
Copy, it should be an Elantra. Reason.
Copy, MIB, it actually says the DM, so that's my bad.
Here at 334 stopping.
334.
King 568889 through Idaho. Will be stadium and Q parking lot.
1638.
Okay, so I found it. So I don't know what in Pennsylvania where you go to find laws, but in Washington it's called the Revised Code of Washington. So I'll try to turn my brightness up, but it's just called an RCW. So it's RCW 46.61.202. So it's no driver shall enter an intersection unless there is significant space on the other side of the intersection. To accommodate the vehicle he is operating without obstructing the passage of other vehicles, despite any traffic control signal indications to proceed. So you had a green light, so you're thinking you can go, but you're blocking the intersection. Yeah. So that's, if you're ever curious in any laws in Washington, just Revised Code of Washington. So I'm not writing a ticket or anything like that today. I understand you're from Pennsylvania, but in the future, don't proceed through the intersection. You can't get stopped for that alone, unless you can clearly just clear it right away.
Okay.
So
then basically, I understand.
You're just supposed to wait behind the white line. Drivers do it all the time, but
it never even occurred to me that that was actually something wrong. But well, except for the fact that I was blocking the crosswalk, which is what I went through.
And states vary a lot from laws. Like Pennsylvania might not even have that law, but in Washington we do.
I'm actually just from a very rural area, so we just don't have crosswalks.
Oh.
Unless I visit an area where there are crosswalks, and then it's not very frequent.
Yeah.
I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law. I wasn't trying to
No, not at all. Like I understand you're not from here, so if you don't, a lot of people don't know a bunch of laws. Like I only know it because this is what I do. But if you're ever curious on any more laws, just RCW, and they can be hard to read because it's in like legal language. But hope that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Definitely. You too.
Thanks.
There you have it. Little bit socially awkward. I see why people say that. Seems to be a very black and white thinker. I know there's been rumors that he was on the autism spectrum. I don't know if that is true or not, but I could see why people would think that, having family with that issue and some of the characteristics that go with it. But he was polite. He was nice. That was just a traffic stop that happened a month before, actually 3 weeks before the murders occurred. There was a large document dump where we've seen a lot of these documents before, but some of the worksheets, I guess, weren't available, and they are now, where they tested some things in his Washington apartment for blood. I guess presumptive blood testing. Nothing came back positive, except for something on his pillow, which could be from shaving, could be from his teeth, it could be from anything. So really nothing standing out there, but I've left that whole file in the description so you can download it yourself. It's a link to those documents and you can go through them. But I really don't have a lot to report on Bryan KOHBERGER because most of the people reporting are just throwing out rumors and these alleged sources, and I just don't do that. We have court coming up next month where hopefully we'll learn some more things. But I'd like to wait for it to go to court and hear some of the factual evidence in this case. I myself personally still have a lot of questions. A lot of rumors have gone around and been proven to be untrue. So we're going to see how this all unfolds in the coming weeks. Well, you all be safe and stay tuned. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a good day.